Huh?
Testing.
You're out of it, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Warriors Retreat. I am Liz, the Executive Director of the Foundation. Warriors Retreat was created to address one of the greatest needs for veterans as they come overseas, and that is safe and affordable housing. But our vision was much greater than providing a roof over someone's head. We believe every veteran deserves a place to belong, a community to be part of, and an opportunity to continue living with purpose. Many veterans miss the sense of camaraderie, shared mission, and accountability that military life provides. Here at Warriors Retreat, we're building more than a neighborhood. We're building a community where veterans support one another, contribute their talents, and continue serving in new ways. A big part of that culture and atmosphere that is being established, I give it to Louis Wilson. He is our property manager. He is helping to create an atmosphere of unity, ownership, and teamwork that reflects the many values of our residents as they lived every day while serving our country. Before we go any further, it is my honor to invite Louis Wilson, Sergeant, to come forward and open today's ceremony in prayer.
I'll pay you later for all that talk. How y'all doing?
Great.
My sister is real nervous right now because she don't know exactly what I'm going to do here. Now let's bow our heads and pray. Please, everyone, keep in mind we're talking to God. Heavenly Father, I come to you an undeserving man, saved by the torture you endured and the blood you shed, O Lord. Lord, I ask for your blessings on this day, that we all see each other as brothers and sisters, that to the least of us go the most. God, I ask that all hearts be open, all ears be open, and all eyes be open. In your name I pray this, amen.
Amen.
Good job,
Thank you, Louis. All right, before we continue, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the incredible people and organizations who help make Warriors Retreat a reality. There are far too many to thank individually, and if I tried, we would definitely be here all afternoon. With this heat, I don't think any of you want to do that. Please know that every volunteer, donor, contractor, partner, and supporter has left a lasting mark on this community. This village exists because people chose to serve those who served us. I'd especially like to recognize Thermatech Building Solutions, the Home Depot Foundation. They are finishing out our community center where the individuals can gather, do their laundry, and meet. Thank you so much. The American Legion, Post 44, thank you for all you have donated and contributed so far. Mike Marsh for donating the ceiling fans. Heath Clary for furnishing several of our homes, mattress by appointment, for beds to lay their heads. Boondocks Furniture, they provided the wood for our fabulous sign. Dr. Louis Valines, he's the one that designed the sign, and the North Arkansas College Workforce Development. Bob Dotson, thank you for providing the rugs and D&B Realty. Let's see. Steve Turner, thank you for donating the couch to Christopher Wren here in Unit 1. Sweet Ollie and Oakley with Operation Kelly Kindness for supplying household essentials. April and James Benefield with Camps, Plants, and Veteran Service Office. Harrison Elks Lodge and Pete Heiser. They have been providing the welcome home kits to every individual that comes in that needs any household essentials. We really appreciate you. Jamie Akers at Coldwell Banking. Brian Fox, our grill master, for serving today's lunch. If you get a minute, I would like for you to hear his story and his ministry. Frank for installing our entrance sign. Danny Hall for the extensive dirt work and much more. Glenn Bob for the concrete. Wes Johnson and his crew, Tony and your crew, Mike Mitchell, our electrician, Gary and the team at Accent Plumbing, Scott Miller, and our many financial donors whose generosity helped move this mission forward. And recently, just yesterday, we had our first student volunteers come and contribute to help prepare for today's ceremony. And Mackenzie Cutler for capturing this moment. To everyone who donated materials, equipment, labor, time, expertise, or financial support, we thank you. Every nail driven, every meal served, every dollar donated to help our veterans build a new future. This is what it's all about. If you guys could have been here just last night, seeing it all unfold, we had a veteran cutting another veteran's hair, and the communication and the stories exchanged, it is so heartwarming. And I welcome you to come out and at other times to get to know these people. Please join me at this time to welcome Chief Joe Laneham. He is our chairman of the board. He is a 23 Navy veteran whose leadership and commitment have helped guide Warriors Retreat from vision to reality. Come on up.
I'm the hottest one here today because I'm wearing this. But thank you all. Thank Liz. Thank everybody. Thanks everybody for being here. I first learned about this a few years ago, and Scott started mentioning it to me, and he said, that's pretty interesting. He said, would you like to become involved? I must have missed a meeting because I ended up as chairman. So, but I do appreciate the opportunity. It's being a Baptist, you can't miss meetings. But thank you all for being here. This is such a wonderful opportunity for veterans and for those who, it just puts us all in a like-minded environment. And I don't know of a better community to be a veteran in than around here based on all I've seen. Everybody's come forward and wanted to help. We've got the VA here. We've got governor's office here representing the governor. And so we've got so much potential. And I just want to take advantage of that and let everybody know that we support Camp Jack's here. It's just a bunch of really great people who are supporting us. And all the fellow veterans, I know can't speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure we all really appreciate it. I think that's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, our next speaker will be Scott Swanson. He is the one who spearheaded this thing. You might know him around the community for starting some recovery homes. He met with Camp Jack a few years ago and said, what do you need? They said, we need housing. And he went around looking for grants, and it was hard to find and allocate those. So he said, I'm going to go ahead and start it myself. And he partnered up with Jerry Woolwine. I'm going to go ahead and thank Jerry right now for putting up with Scott. And we're going to go ahead and welcome Scott Swanson.
Thanks everybody for being here. I told her I was going to speak for 1 minute. I'm going to speak for 2 because I got some people I got to thank first. First, my buddy Joe Laneham, Senior Chief Joe. He called me a couple of years ago after he visited our place in Hawaii, and he said, I love your place. And I said, I'll meet you in Springfield and I'll buy you dinner. And he said, you seem like a busy guy. What are you up to next? I said, I'm building housing for veterans. He said, I'm buying your dinner, and I'm going to be involved in your organization until the day I die. And I appreciate that, Joe. He's really the guy that convinced me the need was real. Convinced me that the need was real, that really not much like this is going on in the whole country. So that was 2.5 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. Louis Wilson that said our prayer, he's back out helping parking cars. I call him he calls himself my Irish sheepdog. He's got his eyes over this whole place. He moved down here from Evansville, Indiana. We started talking 2 years ago. I said, get down here in April. You'll be moving in July. Now, I meant July of 2025, not 2026. That's how long this has taken. But he has stuck with it the whole 1.5 years. We've been building meetings, getting this place organized, and he is the right guy to run this place. And I'm just so happy he's here. I hug him every day, so I'll hug him later. Tom Qualls, thank you for being here from Camp Jack. They've been supporting this effort all the way. The Home Depot, I got to tell the story about the Home Depot. I walk into Home Depot last November. I said, I'm broke and I need a community center. Everybody in town knows Sherry. I know they do because everybody sees her at the pro desk. And she happened to be standing next to Tracy, who I'd never met. And Tracy said, well, I'm the one to talk to you about that. What do you need? And I said, I need a 600 square foot building completely furnished. She stuck out her hand and said, done. I said, my God, that was the easiest thing I've ever. I said, how come? Thank you. It literally was that easy or that painless. And I said, how come so quick? She said, Home Depot loves veterans more than we love anything. We've been looking for a project for 2 years to put our name on in this community. You just gave me the opportunity. Thank you. Let's get going. And we're going to get that community center done in the next little bit. And that's where a lot of good stuff is going to take place. Summer of 2009. Oh, good Lord. How can I forget this? I got to thank my wife for being so patient. The words obsessed and maniac have been used a lot around our house in the last 2 years. I have been an obsessed maniac trying to get this thing done. I don't know what I'm doing. I understand finances. I don't understand building. It's been crazy, and you put up with a lot, Susie, so I love you. It's time to turn this over to Liz and Louie and go fishing, so thanks. Summer of 2009, my 91-year-old uncle, whose poster is over there, invited me up to come play golf with him. I knew he was some kind of war hero, but I didn't know the whole story. He lived in Indiana. And I drove up to play golf with him for 5 days, and every night, and he insisted on walking at 91. He said, you take the cart, I'm walking. Every night he'd sit down and tell me war stories, and the last night he told me, and this is not why this is here, but this is the kind of veteran that encouraged me to honor. He said, I never told you about the Rangers, did I? I said, I knew you were a Ranger. He said, well, it was summer of 1941, I think, and I was with Colonel William Darby from Fort Smith, Arkansas, was my commanding officer, and we were training in Scotland. And he came up to me one night and he said, hey, Warren, are we tougher than these guys that are training us, these British and these Scotsmen? And he said, yes, sir, we are. He said, go find me 500 guys just like you, and let's form our own unit, and let's call ourselves the Ranger, and you are the very first Army Ranger. So my uncle, Warren Evans, I have named that community center after him. He passed away just like a good Army Ranger should, in his easy chair at 98 years old about 10 years back. And that's the Captain Warren E. Evans Warriors Retreat Harrison Community Center from now on. We're dedicating it right now. So it means a lot to me. I can't tell that story without choking up a little bit. And he was just a great man, and you know me, anybody out there knows me, I don't ever shut up. I sat around his kitchen table for 3 hours every night and listened to prisoner of war camps, escaping from the Germans, fighting at Anzio, fighting in Rommel, Northern Africa. I didn't say a word for 3 hours every night. And then I would stand up and give him a hug and go to bed. And I've been thinking about that night, those 3 or 4 nights ever since. And I'm just proud to be able to do this in his memory. So that's all from me. Thank you all for coming.
Chris Johnson, I forgot to ask you, could you please reserve the seat? Thank you. Chris Johnson, I want to also thank you as you're doing that. You have traveled here from North Carolina, and I also thank you for following all of my great ideas for these various projects that we have been on a journey with. And he served in the Air Force. He actually serves as the lead for our Operation and National Strategy team. As you can see, there's only 14 units here, 7 buildings with 14 units. Unfortunately, that covers a very minimal of the need that we need to address for the people seeking shelter and a place to lay their head and have that sense of community. He has been instrumental in developing systems and long-term vision that will allow us to grow beyond Harrison. Please welcome Chris Johnson.
Morning. Can I ask just one favor that no one takes that seat for the rest of the ceremony? The reason we reserve is because this mission, if you take a look around, we talked about all the different organizations here, everything everybody represents, and those calls get really complicated. The planning sessions get really complicated. They get heated, and we have to remember why we're here, for the veterans. So we always, with War Retreat, make sure that the veterans, those people that aren't here, that aren't represented, have a seat at the table. So we reserve a chair for them, so that they're always at the forefront of our mind. So thank you for that. I'll be quick. So as a member of the United States Air Force, I took an oath. I think all of us that served took that oath. But we have to remember that commitment, that oath, it's a promise. And it does not go away when you take that uniform off for the last time and hang it up. It's a lifelong promise for those veterans who they understand that. What often goes, unmentioned is the commitment that's involved with the oath. So at Warriors Retreat, what we do here is our initial mission was to light the entire path from adversity to achievement. But as we started to plan all that out, we started to see that, adversity doesn't mean the same thing for everybody. People's stories are different, right? And achievement looks different for everybody. So what we decided to do was not light the entire path from adversity to achievement, but just offer enough light for these proud veterans here to take the next step to success. So I am immensely proud to be here. For those veterans that are in the audience, thank you for your service. For the veterans that live here now, welcome home. And for everybody else, thank you for coming out.
I would now like to introduce the Executive Director of Camp Jack, Tom Qualls.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Master Sergeant retired Tom Qualls. I'm also the Executive Director of Camp Jack. Today we wanted to recognize Warrior Retreat for taking positive steps to get veteran housing in this area. That's kind of been a big missing piece and a missing resource we've had in this community. We get a lot of veterans in every day. We can provide them temporary housing. We can help them set up with housing in other areas. But we've never had anything in the local area. And like Scott mentioned, this is one of those things that was sorely needed, and we truly appreciate the opportunity to be a partner with them, help them succeed. And it's my hope and everyone at Camp Jack's hope that this particular venture will become a blueprint for veteran support, and it will spread not just across Arkansas, but hopefully across the U.S. One of the biggest things that we see on a pretty regular basis at Camp Jack is individuals that come in, they're struggling, they've just come back from overseas service, they've come back and they have a hard time reintegrating into the community. And one of the biggest needs, again, is the housing. So what I would encourage all of you to do is write to your local congressmen, senators, representatives, and make them aware of the great need we have in this country to take care of our veterans. Folks like me and some of the others that are actual retirees, we do well, we're good. I'm not complaining about us. I'm talking about the ones that did honorable service, came back, and sometimes it feels like they have a country that forgot about them. So let's stand up and do the right thing for them. Thank you. Bye.
We have a very special guest here, and I would like to introduce, from the Arkansas Department of Veteran Affairs, Chief of Staff, Colonel Wayne Ruthven.
Thank you, Leah. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the kind offer to represent. Represent the leadership at the state level. On behalf of Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Secretary Robert Ader, the Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs, we're glad to and honored and privileged to work with, support, partner with, and be an active stakeholder in Warrior Retreat. We think it is a wonderful program. We believe in it as much as you believe in it. So we want to do everything we can to help move it forward here and visionary. So we believe in your mission. We believe in your vision, both here and broader. And we want to do everything we can to assist in that effort. We don't have a lot of money, but we do have connections and other sources and resources that we can use to assist in this wonderful program. So again, thank you for the opportunity to partner. We appreciate it. We look forward to working with you for many years to come. Everyone have a God bless day. Thank you.
I'm going to bring Scott Swanson back to the microphone.
30 seconds, another good story. My good buddy Scott Tennyson loaned me a whole bunch of money to build this place a year and a half ago. And his first question was, do you think anybody's going to rent that place? And I said, good Lord, don't you read the papers? And he said, yeah, I do, but why don't you find out if there's rental demand from veterans? So I don't see him out here, but Brian McNally is the head of the Homeless Development Center for the VA over in Fayetteville, and I met with him right away, and he said, you'll be full on day one. Well, we're not quite full, but we're getting there, and that's okay. We will get there. But after we broke ground, he told me this story. He said, now that you've broken ground, when you're done with this, if you build 250 more of these over in Northwest Arkansas, I'll fill them up in a month. I'm not going to hold you to that. But those plans are on the drawing board to build 250 more of these units. And when I met with Secretary Ader and Colonel Ruthven down in Little Rock a month ago, they said, where else are you going? And we said, well, all over the world. And he said, why don't you build 1,000 beds right here in Arkansas before you do anything else? So that, again, Ramsey Ball has become a good friend over here, and he's probably going to take over the building. He's a very noteworthy builder in the Northwest Arkansas area. We're looking at property already. Governor Sanders is working with us on that, and this is not going to end here. That's all I had to say, and I wanted everybody to know that.
We will now begin our flag raising ceremony, and Christopher Wren, one of our residents, will be raising the flag. We will do the Pledge of Allegiance and then the Star Spangled Banner, who will be performed by Nathan Barnhart on the saxophone. The flag is over there. It's going to rise through the trees. Should we?
I think we can stand in place.
We can stand in place. Go ahead and stand in place.
Try to get a peek.
It should be right in that clearing, so we should get a good view. Let's give it up for Nathan one more time. And now we are going to do the ribbon cutting ceremony. I would like to invite you all to kind of move forward. We're going to do a quick